Hi everyone, this is Jessica Doherty. I am your professor for Ed 481, and I just wanted to introduce myself and introduce our course in a quick screencast here. So welcome. You are welcome to call me Jessica, to call me Dr. Doherty, Professor Doherty. I'm happy with all of those different greetings, so feel free to address me in any of those ways. This is a little picture of my family, just for you to get to know me a little bit. My husband and I live in Salem with our 4 kiddos. My husband is a chief estimator for a commercial plumbing company, and we have our oldest son here is Carson. He is just graduated from Sprague High School and off to Portland State University. We're actually moving him in on Saturday, so a bit of a big week for me as he's my first child of my own headed off to college. My stepdaughter just left last month. She's been gone for about 5 weeks now at Arizona State University, and she just recently graduated from high school, obviously, as well. And then Logan is a junior at Sprague High School, an avid athlete. And then Miss Macy is a freshman at Sprague High School, and she is involved in leadership and health occupations types of activities. And let's see, what else? Together, my family thoroughly enjoys a lot of outdoor activities. We love to camp, paddleboard, boat, play in the water, hike, all those types of things. We also just love to hang out and play board games and eat good food. Really just like to be together as much as possible, and we're getting a lot of that right now. So luckily, one of my kids is able to continue some of his activities, and Logan is able to play some 7-on-7 football, so that gives us some fun things to participate in right now and get us out and about. But you'll hear me talk a lot about my family from time to time because I do adore them, and I'm looking forward to hearing about your family's dynamics, situations, and makeups in your introductions. It really provides me with an opportunity to get to know you better. And the more I know about you, the more I feel like we can connect in an online community. And, excuse me, especially if you are like me and are working from home and also balancing online schooling with your kiddos. It'd be really important for me to know that because I truly know that juggle right now, and it can be very stressful some days. So make sure you include that in your introduction. Just so I can, like I said, that and other things so that we can get to know each other well. All right, something I want to talk about is that it's really incredibly important that we take care of each other again this term. Spring term felt very chaotic for most of us. Hopefully we're getting into a little bit more of, I don't even know if I can say routine, or at least just, an acceptance that this is the way life is right now. But it's still requiring a lot of flexibility, communication, compassion, and grace. There are just things that are out of our control right now, and we need to give each other grace and know that we're all trying our best. And hopefully if you do just give 110% and do try your best, put your best foot forward at all times, good things will come to all of us in this class. But I do know that there are going to be moments when you might need to turn something in late, or you just need extra clarification on a particular topic. Anything, just reach out and communicate with me. You can email anytime. I respond within 24 hours between 8 and 4, Monday through Friday. And then you can also call, leave a message if you want to on my office phone. It goes straight to my email. But I'm also always happy to set up Zoom meetings, phone calls, whatever it takes so that we can really have clear communication and I can support you in having a successful term. Flexibility I talk about a lot because we're going to have to adapt some of our assignments. And so I'm asking you to also be flexible with me and give me grace because although we have a syllabus for the class and we have a plan, there are going to be times where I hear from you and you might need something altered or adapted, and I'm happy to do that. But if you come to me with respectful communication, I am more than happy to adjust to meet everyone's needs. So just remember that a syllabus is a plan, but it is a plan that can be changed because I want to make sure I'm meeting your needs throughout the term. So with that, here are some important things for our class. You can always remember that our big due dates in this class are Thursdays and Sundays. For some people, they feel like Thursday sneaks up a little bit early, but because we have a different kind of module for each week, if we don't post initial discussion posts by Thursdays, we can't really get them finished up by the end of the week because we want to start new content on Mondays. So Thursdays will be initial discussion posts. In most weeks, there will be work that takes anywhere from an hour to 2.5 hours to complete in the discussion board. And I'll show you that in just a minute. But do know your initial posts will be due on Thursday. In most weeks, you'll have 2 peer responses due on Sundays. And then any major assignments that are due will also be due on Sundays. Everything will be due by midnight on those due dates so that you have it done, turned in, and I can wake up the next morning and start grading. Obviously, if you need a little flexibility from midnight to 8 a.m. the next morning, I'm perfectly fine with that. So that it's just the big thing is I do start grading the very next day. So make sure it is turned in by then. So there's a little leeway in there, but I just post those as days so you know, like I should have an initial post done by Thursday, peer responses and major assignments due by Sundays. And again, we will look at the initial response board so that you see what kind of work is due each week there. Something I like to talk about a little bit is the new terminology we use for our emergent bilinguals. So in the past, students who were learning English as a second or additional language were called English language learners. The state of Oregon now calls those students English learners. We prefer to use the term emergent bilinguals, but we use both, and you'll see that in the course. Emergent bilinguals really is more of an additive philosophy, and it really kind of embraces the bilingual student as just that, not just an English learner, but as a bilingual person where we respect and honor all the languages they bring to the table and know that they are fully capable of using several languages, and that we want to honor, respect, and utilize that and not just focus on the student as only their ability to learn English, but their whole and full language repertoire. So I've already mentioned that we'll be adapting some of the assignments. I've adapted the first few that need to be adapted, but again, please communicate with me respectfully at all times. I know sometimes our stress level gets high, but if you just reach out and say, I'm struggling with this, how can we adapt it? I am more than happy to work with you. So know that if you come into an assignment and just feel like it's not working for you for the stage you're at right now with everything that's going on in our world and what we have access to in the educational system, let me know and we'll work on it. Okay, so let's look at our course. I am going to log in here. This will obviously, I'm going to turn the editing off so it looks a little bit more like your view, I hope. So this is the beginning of our course here. This is the textbook that we will use. Like it says right here, it can be purchased online for about $22 or $25. You can use any online space that you usually use to find that textbook. Obviously, probably best to order it sooner than later as we are reading chapter 1 next week. I do have chapter 1 though on our first week in case you don't already have the book, but you will need the book for week 2 because you'll have chapter readings most weeks. And so like I said, I posted this for week 1 simply because I know you probably won't all have the book yet. But if you do, great. And if not, please get it right away so you have it ready for the following weeks. Okay, so each week will look just like you see it here. It'll give you the dates, the topics that we'll cover for that week. When you click in, you'll find week 1 tasks. You know, I'm realizing I should have made it clear also that I am using Moodle still. The whole ESOL bilingual faculty team decided to stick with Moodle for this term so we can learn Canvas before we employ it. Some of your professors might be using Canvas. We are still using Moodle. So week 1 tasks, you'll watch this course introduction. You'll do some reading. You will post your self-introduction by Thursday at midnight. Your week 1 discussion forum is due, like I said, Thursday at midnight. You will respond to at least 2 peers by Sunday at midnight. And then you will start this ongoing work with Cognitive Content Dictionary, and there are further directions below for that. That won't be turned in until week 10, but you'll get started on it. And that's it for week 1. So if you then go, this gives you more step-by-step reiteration of what's up here. And then you move into the introductions where you will post your intro. And then here are the readings for the week. And then you'll move into the week 1 discussion forum. And then there are resources that you will use for that under here. So when you go into week 1 discussion forum, this is what it looks like for week 1. They'll look slightly different each week. You are welcome to use a variety of formats to turn in your responses. Sometimes I will request a certain format, other times I will leave it wide open. So if you would prefer to respond to these prompts just verbally, then you can record an audio, do a little audio recording and post that. You can do a screencast, you can just type, but I have a little bit of flexibility there in how you do your initial post because I want it to be meaningful for you. And it also gives us a little variety when we're reading all of the discussion posts. Instead of just reading over and over, we can listen, we can watch, we can read. So again, this gives you an idea of what the weekly discussion forums will look like. In this case, it's just 5 prompts, and then you follow the directions on each one. So this one, you're going to look at a school report card and you're going to analyze the data. This one here, you will be describing experiences needed for trained teachers in this field. Here's a school analysis document that you will be using for this one, and you'll post the document into the discussion. Again, here you're just posting some ideas, and then creating a graphic organizer for prompt 5. So each week will look different, but this gives you an idea, and everyone works at a different pace. So some of you could potentially do this work after you've done all the readings and watched the videos. You could complete this particular work in an hour, up to maybe some of you it'll take 3 hours. So you'll just kind of have to start getting a gauge for how long you need for each discussion forum. And so with that, that is what each week will look like. So it runs down that way. Again, week 2 will show tasks. Here's your forum. Here are all the resources you need for the forum. And then, of course, those of you familiar with Moodle will see the little turn in, the hand with the file. This is for your language learning autobiography. This is your first assignment due. When you click on it, it gives you detailed directions or a description, and then it gives you a scoring guide to follow for the assignment completion, and you will submit it right there. And this is an article you will use to support your work in that assignment. Otherwise, I think that about covers it for the course. So the following weeks are hidden from you right now because I need to get a gauge in the first week or two where you're at with these topics, and then I can adjust things as needed. But I do try to open a few weeks ahead so that you can see assignments ahead of time if needed. I tried to make visible major assignments, but I'm not sure they really are visible on your end. So that even if there's an assignment due in week 8, you can still see that. But the thorough directions for each assignment, along with the scoring guide, are in the syllabus. So if you click on the syllabus here, it will review some of the main information I've discussed with you so far in this screencast. And then it will give you, oh, I apologize, my computer does a weird thing when it opens documents. All right. And so it shows how you can get a hold of me, my office phone. I do have office hours where I'm available. You just need to let me know and schedule an appointment. And then a typical syllabus that just goes through all of our goals, objectives, and then the course assignments that are due for the term and how much they are weighted. As you can see, the weekly readings and discussions are worth quite a bit. And then, as I noted, detailed descriptions for each of the assignments along with the scoring rubrics, which are right there. And then this is an agenda, kind of a schedule for what each week will look like. Again, this is always subject to change, but this gives you an idea of when the major assignments are due. Again, major assignments are always due Sundays at midnight, and they are in bold. And so you can kind of get a glance of the whole term if you would like. So that really takes us through everything I wanted to review for you for getting started with Ed 481. I really look forward to your introductions. I would love it if I could see a short video of you in the introduction, a picture, anything that helps me connect. I do take notes on your introductions so that I can connect with you personally throughout the term. And I just really look forward to building an online community with you that is successful and productive, and hopefully this class will be really meaningful. One last thing, this class was already scheduled to be online, as I noted in an email previously, so there will be no no synchronous meetings. We will never meet at a particular day and time. I am always happy to set up little meetings with you or sessions to review particular topics, but you are not expected to meet on a given day or time. All right, please reach out with any questions. I am looking forward to our work together.